Shadow Heart. Shadow Heart. I'm sure her parents meant well, but the name's a little ominous, isn't it? Unless she chose it herself. Which is even more worrying, honestly. So, we've picked up a wizard who managed to get stuck in his own portal. Hardly a promising introduction. I am enjoying the latest addition to our little group. Lae'zel is delightful. In a very look-at-me-twice and I'll dismember you kind of way, of course. So, we're traveling with the famed Blade of Frontiers. I feel safer already. Do you mind? I'm brooding. You want to just team up with some blood-stained killer? Because I'm fine with that. I knew we were a strange band, but a fugitive from the hells? Now that's someone worth knowing. Not that I want to get on the wrong side of any devils, but this Karlach is a survivor. Plus, I appreciate anyone who opens a conversation with threats of bodily harm. I thought we were going to see some real sparks fly between Will and Karlach. It's almost a pity things ended so amicably. Seeing those two duke it out would be fun.
It means that a reckoning's coming. And I'll be the one to pay up.
Gods, what now? Do you have a tax collector on your tail? So, Will did the right thing, and it earned him a set of horns. Let that be a lesson to us all. I've known people who are hungry for power, but Gale takes it a bit too literally for my liking. I wonder how he does it. Why he does it. I'm sure all will be revealed in time, but I don't like it. A waste of perfectly good treasure.
You'd have us debate that Netherese Jack-in-the-Box should be a blip on the horizon by now.
To think, Gale's had this devastating all within himself the entire time, and only just mentioned it. Who'd keep a secret like that from his friends? You can't trust anyone these days. Nothing like a little camp drama to spice up the evening. It's almost a pity things ended so amicably. Seeing those two duke it out would be fun. I really thought Shadowheart and Lae'zel might fight to the death over that artifact. A pity. It would have made for a fine night's entertainment. Well, this seems like a lovely little spot. The sense of impending doom aside. You're not going to eviscerate him? I was hoping for a show. Why, she sounds positively demented. I love it. Let's tell her everything. You villain. I didn't know you had it in you. Wait, don't interrupt them. Let me do it. They sound disgusting. Let's not make trouble for some stranger. We have our own problems. I've been in more unsettling places than this, but not many. Trading some wealth we just met for impossible power. It's a fine deal. What a pretty thing. I imagine it's dangerous. Most pretty things are. Drink it in. That sweet, sweet chaos. Not that I approve of goblins, of course, filthy little beasts, but I do like a good den of debauchery. Well, go on. Give him a nibble. I must see this. Don't you dare say no. Oh, bravo! Encore. It was a fine strike. Excellent form. Looks like that's going to bruise.
Eat more!
What a delectable little pet.
No! Run!
Oh, now look. You've scared off the little snack.
Wait! Strong! Show you!
Adorable. Let me know when it brings you something fresh. You know, for all the time I've spent lurking in the shadows, I've never ventured into the Underdark before. Hardly a luxurious setting, but it definitely has its upsides for a vampire. Or its undersides, because it's... well, you know what I mean.
Who? What in the hells are you?
They're coming.
No. Someone's coming. And someone else wants us to know. I admit, I like this one's approach. A little genocidal, but effective. Another belligerent dwarf? This is getting tiresome.
So, are we saving this Nier from suffocating or leaving him to die? I'm fine with either, naturally. The last thing I want to do is ruin these nails digging through rock. Gods, really? Oh, saving a drow I can understand, but saving gnomes? Oh. But if you insist on being a hero, I won't get in your way. Just don't expect me to help, either.
Well, that's how you motivate the starve. Cut down and left to rot. Such fine armor deserved better. No need for that. Niers is the only head that matters to us. Let's not do anything hilarious.
Shut your mouth, Hoon!
Nothing says true love like faking your own death to avoid someone. I hate to be negative, but those Gith will carve you up like a goose.
If the Gith are looking for that artifact, then we may have something valuable on our hands. And it's a powerful weapon to boot. Things are starting to look very interesting. Honestly, I don't love walking into a den of killer Gith warriors. Especially not with the you-know-what's still wriggling in our heads. The Gith probably think decapitation is a perfectly reasonable cure. All I wanted was to get a worm out of my head. I didn't sign up for dimensional travel and murderous Gith. So, Lae'zel's going to war with Vlaakith? Going to break her chains in Baldur's Gate? Good for her. I can't believe Mistress demanding Gale sacrifice himself to destroy the Absolute. It's just a waste of a perfectly good cult that we could be controlling. And a waste of a perfectly good Gale, I suppose.
Hells. I knew this land was cursed, but this is impressive. I won't have to worry about the sun, at least. Can you feel that? The dark, it's hungry. Best watch the shadows.
It feels like we're being watched. Hunted, even. But there's nothing out there. Only more darkness. I much prefer it when I'm the one prowling in the shadows. About to strike. Sorry, did you want something? Or just looking for a distraction? Gods, I never thought I'd be so relieved to find a light in the darkness. Or to see so many harpers clanking about. So, the untouchable Karlak is untouchable no more. I'd shake her hand, but she can still snap me in two, so, probably safest to skip it.
Serve.
Oh, that's grotesque. Don't stare. You'll only encourage it.
So this is the abode of our dear Absolute. It's about as cheerful as expected.
Done. Nice and neat. Now, let's report to the lovely Zrel.
What in the hells?
Oh, no. Not again. Oh, thank goodness. I was worried I'd have to get involved. Now, let's keep our hands to ourselves, hmm? What's happening? Speak to me! Wake up! Thank goodness. I was almost worried. Clingy little shit, this Absolute. And she wants to meet. I've seen some grotesques in my time, but this is something else. Keep your distance. He looks like he could burst any second.
To jump yourself up and whisk the old luggy to jug bug you. So be what?
Well, that's disturbing. Still, better than having an actual conversation with him, though.
This temple certainly is grand. Well, it's a rundown bearing the weight of centuries sort of grand, which is my favorite kind, incidentally.
Unworthy.
Strange little beast. I would have made short work of it once.
You do not belong
Are you really being waylaid by a snack? Let's just look around. Vermin be damned. Just when you think your day can't get any stranger, you end up traipsing around an impossible-looking shadow dimension. Honestly, just once, could we end up somewhere normal? A tavern, maybe? Or a nice friendly brothel? I'd take anything at this rate. So, Shadowheart stood up to the Dark Lady. I'm almost impressed. Oh, we have a new look for a new Shadowheart. Nice as it is, she still doesn't have the best hair in the camp. So, it's a quest to free Shadowheart's parents, is it? And here I was, worried I'd be the only one with a difficult family reunion waiting in the city. This place brings back the worst memories. It's like being kidnapped all over again. Will's devil is a sly little wretch, I'll give her that. Oh yes, that's yours all right. Even stale, I'd recognize that bouquet anywhere. I never saw myself as a banisher of shadows before. I was always more of a lurker-in, historically. Worm's Crossing, the welcome mat of Baldur's Gate. This is it. I'm almost home. It's not enough. We have a gallery of villains to look out for, but now we could be infiltrated by a shape changer? I can't even tell if any of you are acting strange because you've been replaced, or because this group is full of weirdos.
Could we maybe stay here?
Absolutely not. We've hit our quota for mangy strays. So much for the cavalry riding to our rescue. This is what we get for putting our faith in a network of spies, I suppose. So, Lae'zel's finally seen the light and turned on her mistress. It took a little time, but she got there. Though it's not over yet. Masters rarely let their slaves go without a fight. A shapeshifter? Well, it could be anyone. I mean, it's not me, but it could be anyone else. So, we have a shape changer at our camp. Good luck finding her. You could watch out for anyone acting strangely, but, well, you know the lunatics we camp with. I don't relish the idea of Mizora visiting our camp, let alone offering us anything resembling a deal. When the devils start approaching you, you know you're in deep. Will gave up his father to have freedom. An understandable decision. Sacrifices must be made after all. Especially if the old Duke's fall means his rise. I was wondering when you're going to ask me about this. I guessed. The man can't stay quiet about enjoying the freedom of nature's gifts. I bet he'd outlaw clothing if he could. So, we kill Gortash, or Halsin dies. It is not an easy call. On the one hand, killing Gortash would be fun. On the other, Halsin can be very annoying. We probably should save the druid, though. He does have his uses. You almost pity Orin, taking Lae'zel like that. Give her half a chance, and she'll rip out the shapeshifter's spine. Gods, this is the first time in 200 years I've seen these streets in the sunlight. You can forget just how much color there is in the world. This is what we get for turning our camp into a stopping place for every lost soul in Faerun. We draw the wrong kind of attention, and then I have to get up and kill these idiots. So, this Stone Lord is the legendary Minsk. And a newly minted cultist, no less. Are we sure we want to find him before Nine Fingers does? I doubt he'll be pleased to see us. That's the Minsk Jaheira's been searching for. Good gods. First they take Jaheira's friend, and then they take her face. Oh, she's going to hate that. Minsk puts on quite a show of brawn, even if there's no brain worth mentioning. I mean, I hate to judge the proverbial book, but that oath may be all cover and no pages. So, we can add one bald wall of muscle to our little group.
I'm sure he'll come in handy. Maybe as a doorstop. Of all the places you've dragged me, this might just be the most foul. And that is saying something, given some of the things you've exposed me to. I don't like getting caught between the guild and the Zentarim. You always make enemies when you take sides in a struggle like that. And in this case, they're enemies we might not see coming until it's too late. So, Mistress requested a chat with Gale. Unusually polite for a god. I do hope it goes well. We've pissed off enough gods already. So, Gale's agreed to be a good boy and hand the crown over to Mistra. I can't say I would have made the same call, but each their own. You know, I never dreamed our noble Jaheira would be such a terrible, terrible mother. It's nice to see heroes are as awful as the rest of us, Jaheira has steel in her, I'll say that. It's not easy to walk away from immortality. Most people would have held on to that scroll for as long as they could bear to, and probably a century or two longer than that. Useful as the hammer would have been, I'm relieved we're not in the devil's debt. Once his kind has you under their thumb, they won't ever let you go. Ha! Defeating a devil in his own home feels very, very good, actually. God, that was close. I could almost kiss the boards here, but... well, that would be disgusting. I'm still thinking about Karlak. About what she said. Gods. There really is no justice in the world. There's one more stone in our pockets, which means one step closer to glory. Or... however this sordid tale ends, I wouldn't want to presume. There certainly is a strong ambience down here. I don't know if it's the bats or the decaying everything, but it's quite homey. Honestly. I was expecting an all-powerful brain to have a lair that was a little flashier. Not immaculately designed or anything, just to have a sense of drama to it. I always dreamed of walking these halls, you know. My dreams never included a giant brain or smoldering ruins, but I'll take what I can get.